everybody, Patty Ann here. Welcome. I'm so excited because today I'm going to show you how you can make these large print and cuts with Silhouette software, and you can use them in both your Cricut machine and your Cameo machine. So join me over at my computer and let me show you how to make these fun images. And by the way, they're free. Okay, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to come to a site called simplycardsmag.com. You will have to sign in or register to be able to use this, but it's free. I'm not affiliated. I just found this site and I love it because you can get so many cute things for free. And I'm hoping to be able to get a subscription myself because actually yesterday I just went to Barnes & Noble and got the latest magazine, and that's what got me excited about doing this again. I actually have the one that's shown right up here. So let's get started now. What you got to do first is just go to downloads, and you can go to Digi Stamps, or you could go to all free downloads, either one. So let's go to all free downloads and see what we can find. So these are all going to be free downloads, and if you watch over here on the right hand side as you go along, you'll also see some really cute ones. Like I've done this one before. These guys right here, they're adorable. This one's really cute. Cute girl pirate. Okay, so anyway, you can just go ahead, and there's tons of pages. Look at them down here. I'm just going to go back to page 22 just for the heck of it and see what I find there. Haven't been there yet. All right, let's see. What do we see? Some elephants, little girl. I like to look on the right-hand side too. Remember to make sure there's nothing over there that I'm missing. I think I'll just look at this shoe one and see what it looks like. So I clicked on it, so I should be able to see the bigger image. There we go. There it is. All right, so if I decide I want to use this, all I have to do is download it. But you know what? This one's a little bit more advanced, I'm noticing. This would probably be more like one that I would use in my Patreon class, where I teach a little bit about editing nodes and that kind of thing, because there's some overlapping here that we might want to work on. So I'm not going to do that one. So let me go back. That would be a little tiny bit more advanced. Oh, this is the one that I already did. Isn't she cute? Maybe I should just do her. All right, so let me go back one, and I'm going to get the little strawberry girl. There is she. She's right. Here she is. Free strawberry. So I'm going to click on her, and there it is. I can click on it again, or I could simply go to download now, and it's going to download over here on the left hand side. Since I'm using a Windows 10 machine, notice it says strawberry doll zip, which means it's a zip file, which means I can show it in the folder. Let's see, where is it? Here it is right here. Notice it has a zipper on it. I'm going to double click on that, and I'm still in the zippered file, so I have to extract it. So I come up here where it says extract all and click on that. I always leave it stay in exactly the same file that they want to recommend that it be downloaded to. So I'm going to extract, and there she is. So now all I have to do is double click on it, and it opens just like that. So let's see, I can right click on it and go copy, and then open up my Silhouette software. Let's see, need to file new. I'll go to a new page, and then I'm just going to right click and say paste. And wowzy, she comes in really big, it looks like. So yeah, because look how small my mat is. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'll probably resize her down. She's 20 inches tall. Although if you wanted to do something that was larger than Matt, that'd be perfect. I'll make her about that big. So let's scroll in and take a look. All right. So notice first thing off the bat, you'll see there's a box around here. So if you're using a Cricut machine, you could probably just print this out just as it is and use it maybe and color it. But here's the thing. I like to be able to take my little dolls or whatever it is I'm using and kind of pop dot them up on my card to make them look a little bit more textured, or just embellish it a little bit more. So to do that, you do need to have this program. For Cricut, you have to have the business edition. If you have a Cameo, you do not have to have the business edition for this. But let's see. So what I would do is come over here to the trace panel. It looks like a piece of toast on the right hand side. Then I'm going to select the trace area right here, and I'm just going to go like this and draw a traced box around her. Now I'm going to scroll in using this really magnifying glass that to me looks like a bug, because I want to see how well my trace is doing, and quite honestly it looks really good because these lines don't look like there are little cuts in them or blanks in them. They look terrific just like that. I don't think I even need to move the threshold up at all. I'll just leave it like this. So I'm just going to say trace now, right here, trace. So let me scroll back out and show you what we have. So if I take this white box away now, I don't need this anymore, but I'll leave it over here in case I make a mistake, and I'll still have it available. So now we have the little girl, and she looks just like this. It's perfect. But now if I just want to have her to be a print then cut that I'm going to color with my Copic markers, I'll show what I'm going to do. But first, I'm going to go ahead and click on her, hold down my Alt key on my keyboard, and drag another one over, because I'm going to show you a second technique in a minute. For this gal right here, if all I want to do is print her and cut her out in black and white cardstock, all I would do is come up here to the color swatch area and change this to black, and that gives her a nice black outline. Then I also want to change that line color, which is right here. So this is the fill color and this is the line color. I'm going to change the line color to black also, and I always like to up the point size of my line to 0.05, sometimes 0, sometimes I go up to 7.75, but I'll leave it at 0.5. So that's basically all I have to do for this. She's ready to go. But as I said, I like to put a offset around her. So to put an offset around her, this is another thing you can do easily in this program. You just come over to this little tool that looks like a star over here on the right. It has an offset on it. Excuse me. I'll just click on that to open up the offset panel, and I'll just click the word offset. It's going to automatically put an offset around here, but it sure looks creepy, right? Look at these offsets. So what I usually like to do is just move this out of the way. I'm going to change the color of the offset to white by coming up here again to the color swatch area. Change it to white. Okay, it still looks really creepy. So what I do is I come to Object, Release Compound Path, and there are several ways to do this, but this is just what I always do. Object, Release Compound Path, then I right click and say Weld. And now I have the perfect offset. I can move her right back onto here, and I can grab both of them, come up here to this little bullseye looking thing that says center, and center them both together perfectly, and then just group them. Now, if I was going to use her over in Cricut Design Space, I would be ready to go right now. All I have to do is take the selection, File, Save Selection, Save to Hard Drive. I'll just call her Doll. Doll. Oops, Doll. Black and white. Now I'm not going to save her as an S or a studio file. That's a file that you use with your Cameo. I'm going to save her as an SVG file. So I'm going to say OK. So now all I need to do is go over to Cricut, upload an image, browse, and she was Doll SVG, Doll black and white. Here she is already open. And there she is, cute as can be. I'll say save. Let's just open her up. And here she is. She looks terrific, right? Two pieces are going to cut out. If I want to, I can flatten those so it's just one layer. So I would say flatten. And now I can double check and let's see what's going to print and cut. We change the color behind her. Notice that the offset is still all the way around her, so that's exactly what we want. And there she is. She's ready to go. I could resize her however I want. All right, so let's go back to Silhouette and let me show you the second way you can use this free image. Let's say that we want to cut her, or let's say I want to color her right within my software. I don't want to use my markers. I don't want her to be just like this where I will color her myself. So all I have to do is this. Whoops. I'm going to click on her and I'm going to change the color to something I probably won't be using and something light. So I'll change it like that. Can't really see much that's happened, but what I need to do now is I'm going to go to Object, Release the Compound Path. Now when I do that, what it's going to do is it's going to put boxes all over everything. And the reason why I used a light color was so I could still see through those boxes. So I'm going to release the path, and now you see boxes over everything, right? So now, since there are boxes over everything, this is when I can start coloring things. So we know we want the strawberry to be red. So I'll come up here and change its color to red. Okay, it didn't get all of the strawberries, so I'm going to click on this part and change it to red. I think I'll make this part of her dress and this part of her dress white, and this part of her dress red. So I'm just playing around. And her little belt, I'll make it red. Let's see, her hand, her arms, and her neck, and her face. So what I did was I clicked on one, held down my Shift key, and while I was holding down my Shift key, I grabbed the other things. So now I'm going to come up here and change those to a pale pink. You can make them any color you want. Maybe you'd like a more tan color, or maybe you'd like a brown color. Whatever you like, you can change it to. But I'll just leave her. I'll leave her there. All right. So now let's see. Let's say I want to have this top part of her dress be red. The same red I'd used before. It's right here. And now the top of the strawberry is going to be green. So all I'm doing is clicking things and then coloring them. The stem here, and I need to scroll in because I want to get both parts of this stem. So I'm going to hold down my Shift key and get that other part, and I'll make that a dark, dark brown. And I'm not sure what these things are, so I might have to guess in just a little bit. But I think I will go out and make her hair. And let's scroll out a little more because I can hold on my Shift key and grab some more hair. See, did I get everything? That looks like this is probably some hair right here. Did I get that? Yeah. All right, I'm going to make her hair a dark brown. There we go. So she's looking pretty good. This right here, I guess I'll make white to be like the other part of her dress. And then maybe this is white and this. I'm not sure, like I said, but I'll make them white. And maybe this is part of the strawberry. I'll make that part of the strawberry, so I'll make it the red of the strawberry. And this, I don't know. So I'm just going to make it white because I'm not sure. No, it doesn't look good white. I think I'll make it red because maybe it's part of this thing. I don't know. Not sure. No biggie. Okay. So anyway, let's continue on. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make this part of her little petticoat. I'll make it white. And let's see. Now I'll make this red to match the strawberry and her bow. Get all the pieces. Click on one, hold down the Shift key, and get the others by still holding down the Shift key. And make those red. Maybe I'll make this inner part a little bit darker red. So I clicked on that one, hold down the shift, get this one, and let's see if we can find a little darker red there. Sure, why not? All right, so she's looking really good. What is this? This is one of the dots. I think this is supposed to be white. Okay. All right, at this point now, I can go ahead and grab the outermost part of her, and that's not it. Maybe not right now. There, I got it that time. You see how I got the outermost part, and we can tell that because it's that little greeny color. I'm going to change that to black because that's going to be my background. See how that does? That makes everything really look good, except for a few things. So we have some work we have to do yet. First of all, what I'm going to do is I'm going to just change her little shoes to red. Maybe I should make them black, something different. The other ones I made red. I'll make those black. And I guess this part will also be black. Excuse me. Black. Okay, so now just make, I think this might be her legs right there. So I'm going to make it the same colors I made her skin tone. So I think it was this one. Yeah. And then these are little socks she has on. So I'm going to make every other stripe red. So I hope I'm doing every other one red. Yep. And then these will be white, every other one. So I'm holding down my shift key in between when I'm clicking. So in other words, click on that, hold down my shift, click, my shift is still held down. Change all of those now to red. And then the other ones, click, shift, keep holding your shift key down as you click and get the rest of these. And come up here and do that. All right, super cute. Now, let's see, do we want, okay, the polka dots, if you'll notice, I want you to scroll in a lot here and look. So there's a blue piece and a black piece. So if you wanted to make this easier on yourself, what you could do is just get rid of all the blue pieces, and then all you'd have are the black polka dots showing through. And I think I'll do that for us this time. So I'm going to just delete this and delete this because we're going to have some more work to do in a minute. Whoopsie. That didn't work right. Okay, let me show you what we have to do. I'm going to delete this one. Gotta hit V on my keyboard and delete. What I'm going to do with this one now, I want this one to go ahead and cut all the way through to the black so the black backing shows through. So to do that, I click on this, hold down my shift key, and click on the white around it. Then I come over here to the modify panel and I say subtract. See what that did? Subtracted it right out. Now this piece already has black behind it, so I'll just delete it, as well as this piece. But this does not. So again, I'm going to hold this piece down. Look, there's nothing there. Hold this piece down. Get my shift key, hold it down, click on the white. So we need, I'm having trouble on deselecting that. Let's see. Whoopsie. So let me see. Okay, so we need to select this, hold down my shift key, get the white, and say subtract. Subtracted it right out. This is already good. We'll get rid of it. This one's good. Get rid of it. This one doesn't have any black, so we click on it, hold down the shift, click on the white, and say subtract. There we go. Let's scroll out and see what we got going on now. Oh, we got a couple more to do. Click this one, hold down the shift, get that, subtract. And get this one, delete it because there's black behind it already, and the same with this one. Okay, now look at her eyes. They're not right either. So what we need to do is the same thing we just did with the black dots. Click on this, hold down the shift key, click on the brown, and say subtract. Look at that. We got, so let me show you what's happening. When I move this over, look what happened. That just cut that out of there so we see the black backing showing through. And that's perfect. Click on this eye, hold down the shift, get the face, and subtract. Click on this little line for the nose. Whoops, I got to get the little line for the nose. Hold down my shift key, get the skin, subtract. So again, what that did was it cut out that little spot, so we won't have to put a little teeny tiny piece of black there. It's going to just cut out and show the black underneath. So again, click off and then click on her mouth. Got her mouth, hold down the shift, get her skin, subtract. All right, we have a lot more of this subtracting to do. Look at these. Notice these. They all should be black, just like this, with the black showing through. So let me show you an easier way to do it. Click on one, hold down your shift key, get the, whoopsie. Let's see, just click on one. Hold down your shift key, click on the next one, and the next one, and the next one, and the next, and the next, and then click on the white. Then you can simply go subtract and you get all of those just at one time, just like that. So I can do the same thing with these pieces in her hair. Click on this piece, hold down my shift, get the next one, and the next one, the next one, the next one. I'm still holding down my shift key all this time. The next one, trying to make sure I really get in the center of these little spaces. Then I'm going to hit the brown with my shift key still down, and I know I'm missing one down here, at least one, but I'll subtract. Okay, so it looks like we're just missing this one right here. Click on it, hold down my shift, get the brown, say subtract. And again, if you've forgotten, the subtract is in the modify panel, which is right here. Modify panel, there's the subtract. So it looks like we're pretty much getting done. I am going to change, I think, these little dots for her eyes to white. So I'm going to click on that one, hold down the shift key and get this one, and I'll change them to white. And I'm going to change the rest of these lines in her hair, because right now, notice what they are? They're weird. I want them to be cut out so that we see the black underneath. So I'm going to click on one, hold down my shift key, get another, and another, and another, and another, and another, and another. And get the brown. Whoops, I think I messed up there. Let's see what happens when I subtract. Okay, I didn't get them all, but I did pretty good. Get this one. Whoops, not that. This. Hold down my shift and get this. And this one, and this one, and this one, and then click on the brown and subtract. Okay, it looks like we're pretty much done other than the strawberry. I can do the same thing with this with the leaf up here. Grab one, hold down the shift and grab these others. Lastly, get the green and subtract. And now this strawberry has those extra little pieces just like the dots did that I don't want to mess with. So I'm going to remove, let's see, do I need to? If I click on this and say subtract. Yeah, I do need to. I want to get rid of that. I don't want those in there. I don't feel that those are necessary. So I'm just getting rid of them. You could go through the extra step if you wanted to and do it like this, but I'm not going to. So all these little pieces I just moved off of here. There's another one. I'm going to go ahead and delete those. Delete. Whoopsie, not all that. Just the ones I just took off. Those. Delete. One more left right here. Delete. All right. So now I'm going to grab these. Hold down my shift key and just go through here and grab all of them. And grab the red and say subtract. Oopsie daisy. What did I do? This and the red and subtract. Okay, I'm not sure what just happened. So I'm going to grab this one and this one and this one, this one, this one, this one, and this one, and this one, and the red, and I'm going to say subtract. Okay, I'm not exactly sure what I'm doing wrong. Do this one, hold down the shift, get the red, subtract. This one, hold down my shift, get the red, subtract. So you can do them one at a time like this if you have a problem. Not sure what I was doing wrong, but I'll just do them one at a time like this. So all I'm doing is clicking on the one I want to subtract out, hold down the shift key, click on the thing I'm going to subtract it from, and then say subtract. This one, that's what I'm going to subtract out of the red, which I'm now going to hold down my shift and grab and say subtract. Last one, that red, subtract. Okay, I think we're pretty much done. Let's go out like this. Now the only thing I know I want to do is, you see how all those lines look like they have red lines on them? I don't like that. So I'm going to change all of the line color up here. I'm going to make it black. And not only that, I'm going to change the line point size to 0.50, just like that. So now this little girl is ready to go. She's ready to be printed and cut just like this. So again, if I go ahead and group all of her. Now, if I was going to do her out of vinyl, I would do something different, and it's something that I showed in the last video that I took or made, and it would be about grouping by color. You would come up here and select by color, you'd say by fill, and you would just start going through here and selecting things by the color. And I'm wondering where that funny blue color is, because I thought I got rid of all of that. So I'm not sure why that's even showing up in here. The black makes sense. The red, you know what, I'm going to ungroup this because I already had it grouped. So now, look at when I click on the red, it groups everything that's red, and I can right click and say group. And if I was making this out of vinyl, there are all the vinyl pieces I'd need for the red. If I were doing black, could drag the black out. It's all just one piece onto which I'm going to build everything else, right? There's another color of red here. Can right click on that and group. So again, what I did was I came up here to this little paint palette that says select by color. Usually when you open it, it says by line. Change it to by fill. And then just start going through here and selecting these things. So I see two little things I must have forgotten to get rid of. And that's what's that green color. But you know what? I don't care about those. I'm just going to delete them. All right. So let's see. Here's the green, which is the stem. And can grab that. All right. For her hair, the dark brown. I would go right click and group, or I could just go ahead and make a compound path right like that. So here's her face coloring here. So I can just grab all of that right now, right click and say make a compound path. This was the stem, and that was two pieces, wasn't it? Was that yeah, there's the stem color. They're both selected. I can right click and say make compound path. And what do we got left? The white, all of that, right click. Well, I'm not going to make that a compound path because I'm going to show you guys what's going to happen now. If I grab all of this and say File, Save Selection, Save to Hard Drive, and I'm going to name her Doll Compound Path. Do remember, though, that I did not make the white a compound path. And I want you to see what's going to happen over there in Silhouette. SVG. Okay. So let's go, not into Silhouette, I mean into Cricut. So here's our first one. Let's go to Upload, Upload an Image, Browse, and we're looking for Doll Compound Path. I'll open her. And there it is. We'll say Save. In there. Insert Image. So what I want you to notice over here is how many layers there are that make her up. Notice this. This layer here is all of the red, all of the red. This is all of her hair right here. What is the problem is all of this white. Look how many pieces of white there are. Crazy, right? Each of these is a different piece of the white over there in her socks. So let's delete this one and let me show you how you fix that. Over here in Silhouette, when you've made this, you're going to go, like I said, come up here to, whoopsie, I guess I got to highlight. Come up here again, like I said, to select by color, select by fill, and the only one we didn't do was the white. So I'm going to click on the white, that selects all of it, right click and say make compound path. And then my machine's going to think that's just one piece. It's a compound piece, it's one path. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and do this again. We're going to go to File, Save Selection, Save to Hard Drive, and I'll just name it, what did I name it before? Doll Total Compound Path. Okay, the total compound path. Cannot save it as a Silhouette file for Cricut. Have to save it as an SVG if I'm using it like this. Then I'll come over here to Cricut again, and I'll go to Upload, Upload an Image, Browse, Doll Total Compound Path, Open. There she is. She looks the same, right? But watch this. Save. Going to insert her. And now I want you to see how many fewer layers there are. All of the white is right here. All just one single layer, which is perfect if you're going to be using this for vinyl, for a print, for vinyl. If you're going to be using it for a print then cut, on the other hand, let's go back to Silhouette. If you're going to use this as a print then cut, I would need to put her all back together properly. So let's get her going. If I was really making this gal right here and I was making her a print then cut, and imagine that I have everything aligned properly, what I would do for a print then cut is I would make an offset on her. So I would come over here, and this is another wonderful thing that this software can do for your Cricut or your Cameo. Come over here to the open the offset panel, say offset. Okay, that put an offset around her. I'm going to make it white. And now I'm going to move her off of here, and any of these little holes that I have right here, I can get rid of them right now easily. If I want to, I can leave this space between her legs like that, if I want her offset like that, or I could close it. But I would definitely close this piece right here by hitting delete on my keyboard and getting rid of the nodes. Or I could get the nodes again, double clicking, hold down my shift key and drag a box around the ones I want to get rid of and hit delete on my keyboard. Then I would put these two pieces back together like this, align them by grabbing both and coming up here to align. Then I would group them, and once again this time I would go to File, Save Selection to Hard Drive. I'll save it as a doll with offset, and I'll save it again as a JPEG file. There's just one thing that you might need to do for your Cricut, and that is to make your offset just barely a gray color. So that's what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to ungroup this, and I'm going to make my offset just a very pale gray like that, just so I can see it easily. Is that the palest gray I have? I think it is. So now I'm going to group it again, and then I'm going to go to File, Save Selection to Hard Drive, Doll with offset. I'm going to save it as a JPEG again. Okay, leave these as they are, save. Then I'm going to come over here into Cricut Design Space here, And I'll go upload, upload an image, browse, doll with offset, open. Here she is. I'll say complex and continue. And now I can click on these things to get rid of anything I don't want on the outer edge of her. And continue. I wanted her as a print then cut, so I say save. And then I would just simply open her, insert her, whoopsie, insert her. Here she comes. And isn't she cute? And you can see exactly what's being offset. The machine's going to cut right around here. See? Up here you can see it's a print then cut. So I would just print this on my printer and then put it through my cutting machine, my Cricut or my Cameo, whatever one I have. So that's it. I hope you liked this. If you have any questions, let me know. I'd be glad to do another video for you. So again, look at the links down below. If you're interested in buying something, please use my links. It helps support this channel. Also, join us over on Facebook. Make sure you subscribe here. And again, thank you so much for joining me. See you guys again soon. Bye-bye.